Dr. Milika Nagasimasobi, representatives of the APQM member countries, Mohammed Delbari, the President of the Asia Pacific Quality Network. I have a very pleasant and honorable task this morning of welcoming now about to begin on Fijian soil. I cannot believe that's today. I, for one, am still to all our guests who have traveled from outside of Fiji.
Bulunaka and Mr. warm greetings to all of you and to Fiji and to the conference. It is indeed a pleasure for me and the people of Fiji to welcome you all to the 13th year of the Asia Pacific Quality Network Conference in AGM. To our eminent keynote speakers and all participants, we are greatly honored and pleased to see your presence here. I was browsing over the program and noted that the experts, the number of experts, professors, PhD holders and researchers are speaking at this forum. And I think that's what adds the value and quality to this forum's discussion. Ladies and gentlemen, the privilege of hosting the APQM prestigious conference paves the way for Fiji as a developing country to increase its status, firstly within the APQM, and in turn the international arena of higher education. Bringing the APQM conference to Fiji has definitely strengthened the link between Fiji and the countries in the Asian and the European community for members of the APQM. It also demonstrates APQM's confidence in contributing towards the development of higher education sector in small island states. So again, thank you very much to the director for choosing Fiji to host this conference. Ladies and gentlemen, this year's conference particularly serves as a platform for multifaceted sustainable development cooperation between quality assurance agencies and higher education institutions from all around the world. The theme for this year's conference, which is Sustainable Development of Quality Assurance in Higher Education, depicts mutual understanding on the importance of education to develop them and lays the foundation for sustainable development through a common ambition, which is education for all. The quality of education is the basis for quality of knowledge in society. Quality education enables individuals to make meaningful impact in globally competitive employment markets. Nowadays, both the parties, the employers as well as those who are investing in education, are very conscious about the quality of a particular product. The employees, those who are investing in higher education, are very particular about what a particular product that they will get will mean to them, locally, regionally, and globally. In terms of entering the labor market, in terms of mobility, as well as going for further education. Employers are also wanting and questioning about what would that particular employer or private product do differently. How would the person do differently in the workplace? They want the person to come and push the frontier and not to be a temporary graduate. They want them to come and question the existing way of knowledge, existing way of doing things, existing body of knowledge, and see how that particular body of knowledge could be expanded, the frontier was before. It is known pretty well that societies, regions, and countries, unless and until we continuously question the existing body of knowledge or expand the body of knowledge, we will not be able to push the frontier. The societies and countries and regions will remain stagnant. So you need to have individuals, institutions who will continuously push the frontier for the country to progress. Otherwise, the country will remain stagnant. And therefore, We need curiosity. We need curious mind, people with curious mind. How do we get people with curious mind? Is to ensure that they get relevant education, which is of high quality. Ladies and gentlemen, consistent with this view of the UNESCO, PDC's higher education has been essential for social, economic, political, and cultural progress. The Fijian Prime Minister, Honorable Bainimarama, after observing issues of instability over the last 4 decades, noted that unless and until you are able to create a knowledge-based society, the country will continue to face issues of instability. To have a progressive society, a peaceful society, first you need to build a knowledge-based platform where individuals will rise above variables of ethnicity, religion, caste and class system and make decisions based on logic and analytical skills, ability to reason out. To do that, you need to have a society based on a platform of knowledge. Knowledge which is relevant to the contemporary society, knowledge which is forward-looking. And unless and until we have an education system based on quality depicting these dimensions, we will not be able to build a relevant knowledge-based system. Ladies and gentlemen, we need to provide opportunities for young people and adults to realize their potential and capabilities so that they can become productive and competitive in the workplace, so that they are able to forge ahead along with their own in a heavily competitive market, in a very dynamic market. Major progress has been made towards increasing access to education at all levels and increasing enrollment rates in schools, particularly for women and girls. Basic literacy skills have improved tremendously, yet bolder efforts are needed to make even greater strides for achieving universal education goals. In Fiji, we are proud to say that there are more females enrolled than males in our higher education system, showing that gender disparity is really a non-issue here in Fiji in certain aspects of life. And therefore, equity as far as the right and access to education is not really an issue, but more needs to be done to encourage them to take advantage, to participate in these opportunities provided by government, particularly the free educational opportunities provided by government. With this commitment to higher education, the need for quality assurance is important to ensure that education is fit for purpose. Quality assurance allows people to have confidence in a higher education system. I believe that every higher education institution, quality assurance agency should have a regular system of internal quality assurance to ensure that sustainability of the programs and services are maintained. At times we talk about quality assurance systems, but we fail to realize that we need to capture the forgotten dimension, which is the output and outcome size. Often we talk about an input-based quality assurance system, a process-based quality assurance system. And if you look at the accreditation process adopted by a number of universities, most of them are a process-based or an input-based quality accreditation system. They tend to forget what the end user thinks, what the market thinks about the quality of the particular product. How finished is the product? That won't be determined if you have a process or input-based quality accreditation system. Ladies and gentlemen, I was pleased to learn that our quality assurance agency, the Higher Education Commission, has been externally reviewed by APQN, and as a result, has achieved a rating that has enabled it to be registered in the APQN registry. And congratulations to HEC, the leadership of HEC. We have also got a very able person to head the commission, Dr. Malika Sobi, and we're looking at further raising the bar of excellence in higher education system through her leadership. Ladies and gentlemen, this achievement by the Higher Education Commission to get into the list of APQN's register It's encouraging for our government where we are pursuing the issue of quality and excellence and relevance quite vigorously. Given we are facing a very challenging, dynamic and competitive market where employers, firms, institutions are very particular about the kinds of input that they record. And nowadays, even though with such a large amount of other inputs coming into play, labor plays a very critical role, and therefore quality of labor is on the agenda. Ladies and gentlemen, how the higher education sector can contribute towards the achievement of these priorities is obvious. Increasing access to and rising the quality and relevance of higher education will mean increasing the number of those with higher education qualifications, as well as effectively meeting the education and training needs of individuals in the labor market. These in turn will contribute to the development of a knowledge-based society and sustainable economic growth. As observed in other developing countries, these developments will need to be supported by constant upskilling, research, advanced training, and pre-training of workers at all levels in the use of appropriate information and communications technology. We are looking constantly in the last 1 week. We had 2 meetings with higher education institutions as part of the budget process. Our government is trying to announce the budget in a month's time, and therefore we are talking to higher education institutions about the grant that government will be providing them. And one of the things that we're talking to them about is the issue about research and the bridge between research and policy. Both of them, there's an issue in Fiji. One is the level of research that is happening by the universities, and this is where new knowledge is supposed to be created. This is where existing body of knowledge is supposed to be questioned. Second is the bridge between research and policy, which is pretty much absent. The second issue that often we are concerned about is the lack of intellectuals amongst our higher education institutions. We can have a lot of academics, but what developing countries need is intellectuals who will be contributing towards policy making. And that is, to a large extent, absent. And when there are some, it is clouded by the political unfortunately. In general, the challenge for quality assurance accreditation system is to develop appropriate systems and procedures to cover foreign providers and programs as well as national providers, and programs that the benefit can be maximized while limiting the potential drawbacks of internationalization of higher education. There is therefore a need for additional and national initiatives, strengthen international cooperation, and networking as such, as well as informational transparency on procedures and systems of quality assurance. A glaring omission from quality assurance system of higher education system, which I haven't seen in the literature being picked up to an extent, is the link between higher education institutions and the primary and secondary education institutions. If you don't have quality graduates coming out of our primary system, school system, into the high school system, and then from high school system into the universities, then you have a daunting task in fixing quality in higher education institutions. So when you have quality assurance systems in higher education institutions, you also start thinking about how higher education institutions will work with local primary and high school systems to ensure that their way of ensuring that quality graduates are churned out is assisted through what kind of product they get out of our primary and high school system. It's a challenge. And I do understand that when we talk about the quality of graduates out of our higher education institutions, at times And therefore now we are very vigilant about it, and we are trying to identify all those gaps so that for the universities, we train our graduates who have the attributes and skills. Hence, how do we really assist the high school and primary school systems to ensure that at every level we identify the skill gaps, the attribute gaps, and ensure that they do have those as they progress with universities, to make the life of universities a bit easier in terms of ensuring that their graduates are quality. Ladies and gentlemen, we look forward to the 2 days presentations and discussions amongst experts from different countries on how to ensure sustainable quality education for all and the ways to tackle the challenges in the pursuit of this noble goal. I would like to compliment all the academics present in this opening ceremony, and whenever I get to a forum and I see researchers and academics and professors there, I get very excited about it, and I feel like crossing the floor. I do hope that APQN will work very closely with the National Higher Educational Commissions and assist them in building expertise, also allowing people to come for short-term sabbaticals, etc. And also hope that universities will allow the academics to come and be based for short terms as visiting fellows, adjunct professors at the Higher Education Commission, and assist the Higher Education Commission to take on and question, peruse through the programs that are offered by universities, even though they are self-accreditation institutions, but we need to ensure that we do check and be satisfied within that they are providing the dollars worth for those who are investing in education in these higher education institutions. Ladies and gentlemen, while in the private sector, competition is wanted and promoted, amongst the higher education institutions, we are concerned that we still see education as a public good, and with competition there could be a race to the bottom, and therefore the importance of higher education institutions are very important in providing the regulatory framework so that there is no race to the bottom with respect to capturing this pretty much stagnant market of potential students in the higher education institutions. So these are the challenges of how, while the higher education institutions are treating universities as self-regulating institutions, how do you provide a framework of self-regulation along with checks, so that they do have a system which is not only an input and process based, but also an output and outcomes based, and therefore the quality of product coming out of this is second to none in the global markets. Governments are now talking about it. Some 3-4 decades ago, governments were not talking about the quality of graduates, they're talking about quantity of graduates, lack of graduates to take up positions in different sectors of the economy. In those days, they're looking at certificate. Now, they're looking at transcript. And we're now also looking at CV. How is this person differentiating herself or himself from the others who are applying? What new can this person do? What new this person can contribute? Because we all see in a dynamic, competitive market, status quo is still an option. In conclusion, ladies and gentlemen, quality education is one of the most powerful weapons for sustainable and effective development of the country, and also for peaceful and progressive societies. I wish the APQN a successful 2-day conference, and please allow yourself to enjoy the best Nagaland experience in your brief stay here in Fiji. It is therefore my privilege and honor to officially open the 2016 Asia Pacific Quality Network Conference. Thank you, Dr.